Good morning, welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna show you how I make this 2000s R&B beat. I'm gonna go through sound selection and how I make the melody and all that good stuff, so let's get into it. So I went for like a Mary J. Blige, Neo kind of sound, so a little bit more upbeat for this one, and using guitars. And I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to using 2000s R&B sounds, I think it's very good to go with Expand because they have like a lot of like dry sounds that work for this genre. So the perfect sound to start off the melody is the string plus harmonics in Expand. It's like a steel guitar, and I'm gonna show you what the melody sounds like. Yeah, so this melody, it's very simple and it's very catchy. Like it's like dun 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 dun, like so simple and catchy and repetitive. This is literally how a lot of the songs sounded in the 2000s, where it was just like a very simple melody, but it was like so catchy, so it made the song that much more memorable. So if you want to make something similar, right, here's what I would say. So this melody, I did it in G Phrygian, and if you don't know what G Phrygian is or what the Phrygian mode, pretty much it's like G minor, but in G minor, right, you go G, then A sharp. But in G Phrygian, you take the A and you put it down to G sharp. So it's G sharp, A sharp. Having notes like that and like Phrygian, it just sounds a lot more like dissonant or dissonant. So it's gonna work very good for what I'm going for. So to make something similar, right, so I'm kind of gapping right now. Let's say that we want to work in D Phrygian. Now let's do E Phrygian. So I'm gonna make a E minor chord. Now I'm gonna just try to think something that's very simple and catchy. So maybe something like this. Alright, so now we got a regular E minor chord. And like I said, we're in E Phrygian. So instead of going up to F sharp, we're gonna go up to F. So let's see what we can make. Alright, now I'm gonna copy this over and then copy down the bass notes too. Alright, so now we got the basis for the melody. So let's go ahead and add some top notes and some grace notes to make it sound a little bit more variable. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and do all R just a little bit, not too much, and then pitch it down. So that's how you make something similar. So just to add a little bit more punch to the main sound, I also layered, which I love to layer. So I want to expand again. I grabbed this Strat Clav plus Wah just for some extra effects. So by itself it sounds like this. Yeah, then together it sounds like this. So now we got a pretty strong foundation. Next we layer again. This one's just to add a little bit more extra punch and flavor to it. Like I said, I love to layer with different sounds because like it just adds a whole different texture to your melodies. So I went to Nexus and I wanted to grab like a steel drum just to give it a more tropical effect to the beat. So that sounds like this. Next, I want to add a rose just to add some more layers to it in the background. So I got this rose for you out of Analog Lab, and I laid out a very simple pattern, like so simple. And it's just copied over. Pretty much all I did was that I copied the bass note, which is G, and then went to the chords that I use. So I use a G minor chord and then a C minor chord. For the rose, just a magic switch for some chords on there, some slight, then a slight phaser on the two, nothing too much. So in context, it sounds like this. Just something nice to sit in the background. Next, we got a bass piano, which just adds some extra low end to the beat. I feel like in 2000s R&B beats, they didn't really have much low end, which, it's cool, but I can't help myself, so I gotta add this in. So we're gonna have a low piano that's just playing in the background. Sounds like this. Next, I think that one thing that I hear a lot in 2000s R&B beats are strings, specifically staccato strings, like the it's like the very quick strings. So for the staccato strings, I have it playing at the end, so that it's like a good transition back to the beginning. So for the strings, we got the staccato up plus down preset and expand. And here's what it sounds like. Notice how I got 3 different octaves. Like if I just had one octave, like here, I'm gonna show you. No, that's not powerful enough. If I just had 2, it's better. But like having 3 sounds a lot more epic. I mean, I could even go up 4 or 5 for real, but I think 3 was good enough. Next, we got a wah, just for some more ambience in the background. I think that it asks for a good background noise for the verse, but yeah. So we got this wah at an expand, got the funky mod electric, and this is what it sounds like. So next we got a vocal, and you know that I love to use vocals. I can't help myself. So we got this vocal from the FL Cloud, and this is what it sounds like.
You got me feeling something, got me feeling something, got me feeling something. Y tú lo sabes bien. You got me feeling something. There's nobody over you. You got me feeling something, got me feeling something, got me feeling something.
That just the EQ, then some reverb, some very slight reverb. I don't know what it is, but just using female vocals in beats, it's just like, it feels like a cheat code. I don't know what it is. Like using male vocals, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but nah, I don't want that. I need that female vocal. But now we get to the bass. You could go for 808 since it's like more modern now, but I kind of wanted to stay a little bit true to the genre, so I want to use a acoustic bass. So when it comes to using the acoustic basses, I love to use the Scorpio Rickenbacker bass at a Contact. My opinion, one of the best basses to use. So first I'm gonna show you what I laid out for the pattern.
You got me feeling something, got me feeling something, got me feeling something. Y tú lo sabes bien. You got me feeling something. There's nobody over you. You got me feeling something, got me feeling something, got me feeling something.
So seeing that this melody is a lot more simpler than my usual melodies, I wanted to push the bass more up front and give it its own melody and give it its own bounce. So that's why you can see that I'm not just copying down in bass notes, I'm also going down to D and D sharp, having pauses in the bass so like it stops and goes, and then having some chops in here. And then especially by going up an octave and going down, like right here. I think that since the melody is a lot more simple, I have a lot more room to do this with the bass. Now, you don't have to make your bass this complicated. Well, it's not complicated, but like, you don't have to make your bass have this much movement. But I think for me, one of my signature styles is to have a more bouncy bass. I just love them like. Does that even explain what a bouncy bass is? I'm just making sounds. But you know what I'm saying though, like this is my staple sound, having bouncy basses. So now we get into the drums, and we're keeping it simple. I'm not gonna lie, we're not gonna do too much, and we don't have to do too much because it's a 2000s R&B beat. When it comes to like the main snare, I often see like rims used in place or snaps. For this one, I went for a rim, so it sounds like this. You know, I'm pretty sure you've heard that kind of like snare bounce in a lot of songs. Then we get into the shaker. You could go for a hi-hat, but I think that just by having the shaker, it gives it a lot more of a simple and like nostalgic feeling, if that makes sense. Pretty much all you want to do is make sure that each like hit is hitting on each chord of the melody. So it's like da. So it's gonna hit every time that the chords hit. And then by having some extra notes right here, like these right here, and then having the velocity all the way down, it gives it a lot more bounce and a lot more movement. And for that one, I also added some delay just to give it a little bit more extra bounce. So we got some delay on 2, and then some reverb just for some more ambience. Now we got 2 different open hats. We got one that hits like this. Very subtle. And then one that hits on the 1. Then we get a perk right here. And Now we got a kick, and this mainly hits on when the chords hit in the melody. So it sounds like this. I'm telling you, bro, just keep it simple and you'll be alright. Then we got a hit. If you don't know what a hit is, it's pretty much this right here. More than likely, if you grew up in the like early 2000s, you probably heard this sound in a lot of different songs. Just having hits just make the first downbeat hit a lot harder and a lot heavier. Last but not least, we got a drum fill just to give it some more transition in the beat. That's what it sounds like. So now for the full beat, it's gonna sound like this. But 1 second, you got this far, thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and tickle that like button. Leave a comment, subscribe. Follow my Instagram at @TLaron. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.